Welcome to a special edition of KFB's Candid Conversation. I'm Tim Thornberry, editor of the Kentucky Farm Bureau News. And as you can tell, we are not in our KFB studios. Once again, I'm joining you from my RV as we continue to work safely from home and observe all the rules and regulations that our state and federal folks have issued in order for us to remain safe. And we hope that you're doing the same thing out there. Our guest today is Mark Haney, president of Kentucky Farm Bureau. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, Tim. Appreciate the opportunity to be able to visit today, talk about some issues that's really going on at Kentucky Farm Bureau right now. You know, this is still in this season of everything that we've never seen before, and how we're really continuing to function through this COVID-19 pandemic. Kentucky Farm Bureau is up and running. I want everyone to understand that we are operating from home. Everyone is out of the office, basically, and doing the social distancing that actually our president or governor and our local authorities are really instructing us. We're abiding by that, and really we're doing pretty good. Amazingly, how skilled some of our folks are in being able to connect us all, being able to continue to work for agriculture and this most important chore that we have, and that's helping feed our nation.
You know, I've had a bit of a learning curve on this technology things to keep us connected, but I'm beginning to get used to it, and it's really a blessing to have this kind of technology available to us right now, so that we may stay connected. I'm sure you feel the same way. Speaking of farming, for our farm members out there, we are still going at it. Can you give some reassurance to the folks out there who might be just a little bit worried about their food supply right now?
Well, we are still farming, and that's a hashtag that's really catching on in farming communities and agricultural circles, that business is going on. It is going on differently. We've never done it like we're doing it right now. But the main fact is farming goes on. Animals have to be fed. The crop has to be put in the ground, has to be grown, and we're going to continue to do that. We are up against really Mother Nature. The season is progressing on us, so we have to be getting ready to do farming. Still farming, and that is the proper logo. We here at our orchard, things are going on. We just finished a beautiful peach bloom. We're getting ready to go into an apple bloom right now. There's cultural practices that we have to be doing on a daily basis, and we're doing it. We're doing it appropriately. We're using social distancing with our employees. And I encourage our farmers and farm community to utilize that. We have to keep our farm workers safe. We have to be able to continue to work all spring and summer long. Now is the go time for us. So stay safe so we can keep going.
Absolutely. Not only, Mr. Haney, are we in a period of this disease where it's affecting people's health and well-being, it's also affecting the economy. I know that just probably last week we saw the federal government, Congress pass an amazing bill to help out folks during this time, probably something that we've never witnessed before. Certainly a lot of bipartisan support over this. Can you explain to us a little bit about what that's going to mean to our members, our farming community, our rural communities?
Well, you're referring really to the CARES Act.
Absolutely.
It's a piece of legislation that's never had a price tag as big as this one. It is a landmark piece of legislation. it will go down in the history books with a lot of the other important pieces of legislation in our past when we were dealing with unusual circumstances. And certainly agriculture is going to be included in this. A lot of speculation about that early on. Now that the rules have been written and they have been passed out, and we're seeing those right now, and agriculture is included. One of them in particularly is the Paycheck Protection Plan. It is a plan where farmers and small business people can get it's a forgivable loan if it's utilized to pay for the paychecks of their employees for an 8-week period. It's pretty time certain. It's blocked in. You can gain a way to pay your employees and keep them up and going. They need to work, and we need to get the work done. So this is going to help us. It's also includes the individual farmers to be a part of this. The rules are pretty well written for us all to be able to be involved with that. There's also we will see more as time goes on how help will be there for commodities, for livestock. There is a portion of the CCC bill that will include livestock production, fruits and vegetables, parts of the specialty crops that are part of the food chain will be involved in that. We're going to be able to put together some talking points, a document that will show and be able to share with county leaders of what that means for farm community here in Kentucky. We will continue to be the voice of agriculture here in Kentucky and be able to share those messages along with others. We're not yet hardly to the date of when this begins, but we're getting really close, and we're developing those documents, talking points right now.
You know, Farm Bureau has been around a long time, over 100 years now, and we've seen some things in the past. We've lived through pandemics and depressions and recessions and Dust Bowl and a lot of different things. Certainly has to be reassuring, not only for our members but for all citizens in this state that we're up and running and the farms are going and the organization is running, and we're going to do all that we need to do to ensure that they're taken care of during this time. Certainly is reassuring for them, don't you think?
Absolutely. You know, the 100 years that we've been in business, just like you said, we have seen a lot of things happen and things that were unexpected all the time. But the good news is Farm Bureau has been there. It's still been a relevant entity, and we've still been going forward that whole time. And we're going to continue to be as long as an economy is here and we're still going. Farm Bureau will be in good hands and moving forward. You know, it amazes me how well we do in keeping food distributed in our nation, even though right now at a time when people are hoarding, people are buying more than they need and causing disruption. We're still trying to be there to have something available in the grocery store that you can buy and feed your family. It amazes me that how many products we have in the grocery store. You know, years ago, back in Depression days, for an example, there wasn't many. There was not many products available when people went to the country store. Social distancing was already in practice at that time, because you asked the store clerk to go get whatever piece of merchandise you had. It was behind the counter. It was not for self-shopping like we have today. So, you know, times seem like they roll right around again, don't they? We did in yesteryear. But we have so many products on the shelf. You can pick out any commodity and you can buy it in a variety of forms, in a variety of packaging. So the American family is well fed and we're well blessed, and we will continue to be able to eat and do well as a nation because of the Kentucky farmer, and the American farmer is going to be there, still farming, still delivering food to our members, to our citizens, to the folks all across, and our people that are around the globe that depend on us. We'll still be there to help in that way.
Of course, Mr. Haney, the one thing that so many of our members and folks across the state recognize Kentucky Farm Bureau for is a great insurance company. That is certainly our flagship member benefit, and certainly one that we're so very proud of. Tell me a little bit about some of the operations. Those guys are still out there. They've had to change some things around, if I understand correctly, but they are out there working just as hard as ever, aren't they?
They are, and I'm so proud of the work that they're doing. That is our mainstay of our organization, is our insurance operation, as you know, and we're very proud of that. 176 offices across the state, agencies that represent our insurance company in Kentucky. They're all up and running. Now they're operating differently. Most of the folks are operating at home or in a way that they're either curb service or they're drive-through windows, or some way they are limiting the contact with the customer for safety for both our employees and for our customers. So, but business is going on. We have amazing ability to operate outside our office, and I'm very proud of the way they're doing it. We had some storm come through this week, and we've got some claims going on in the western part of our state. And I got a report this morning. We're gonna have most of those serviced and the claims wrapped up this week. The efficiency of our folks in the claims office and in insurance sales and all really service to the member is just spectacular. Our folks, you give them a project and they take it to heart and they get it done. That's exactly what we're doing. We're up and running and continuing to go forward. We're going to continue on this path until our governor or our president, or as we're told that you can go back to work or you can go back to the office. But in the meantime, we're going to stay safe. We're going to stay at home. We're going to keep our distances, and we're going to continue working on the farm and keep the food trucks rolling.
Certainly has to be reassuring to our members and general public out there to hear these words, Mr. Haney. Anything that you'd like to say before we wrap this special edition up?
I would like to say that for the most part, the citizens of Kentucky are doing what they need to do to stay safe. You look at the highways, there's less traffic, there's less movement, offices are closed, people are staying close at home, they're having new family time, I think is extremely healthy. People are really pitching in, doing everything they can, making masks and trying to do what they can for our healthcare providers, folks that are first responders, all those things that are so important to us in Kentucky. We're trying to help take care of them. So it makes me proud to be an American, and it makes me proud to be a Kentucky Farm Bureau member.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Haney. Mark Haney, President of Kentucky Farm Bureau, joining us today for this special edition of Candid Conversation. We thank you so much. We thank our members so much, and all those out there watching our show. And if you want to watch other segments and some video and any of the things that we put out at Kentucky Farm Bureau from a communication standpoint, please visit our many social media platforms and website. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you real soon.